Hey, folks, and welcome aboard the Positive Vibes channel where you could always find positive vibes and great fun and entertainment, which brings me to my co-hosts this evening. We have none other than Danny Rock Malowitz, D-Rock, the musical genius, and my cousin Maurice, my right-hand man, bringing on plenty to talk about. Also his super dynamite voice that I wish I had. He definitely swooned you all the last time, and we beg and plead, we might get him to go ahead and bellow out something. And if not, I'm always prepared to go ahead and grab the microphone myself. Really. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring on my constituents, D-Rock and Maurice. Here they come. Snap.
I can't believe I consider Claire a friend. I know such a boy. You know she gave me your so sweet. She's Claire, oh my God, bring your slutty ass back to class. What are you in here doing? Oh, Claire.
Heavy. Super
What's up?
dynamite. Welcome aboard, man. What's that about, huh?
Well, I figured that the conversation had, we had talked about earlier about mental health.
Yes.
And, I just wanted to show that little clip there. It came in the wrong time, but, it's never a wrong time to look at what our people, our kids of all races are going through, mental illness and all of these kinds of things there. But anyway, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing well, man. That was right. That was actually right on point, man. Because I just had left the platform with two special guests earlier. Excuse me, while I try to I haven't eaten anything. You know me. I'm always on that vampire time.
Yeah, I haven't eaten anything either, so I don't feel bad.
Oh man, I'm gonna do it to you again though, man, because I've got it right here in front of me. Some tacos
Oh no!
and some stuff.
Well, I got my coffee.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, man. You and that coffee brown.
So that's gonna fill up the stomach there. So how was your day today?
The day was well, man. The day went well. Good day. No complaints. Just trying to put some things in perspective and get ready for it's crazy. It's like every day it just seems like you're getting ready for the weekend. One click away from another weekend. And I don't want to race life, Be careful, Let's slow it down a bit.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been just like I said, that video that I put up earlier, just basically, tells the story about, no, I'll keep talking. Well, I'll talk when you come back. But for all the listeners, the people that are listening, that little clip there just shows us the challenges that we're facing when it comes down to our children suffering with mental illness, where it starts, how it starts, how, there's a part in that video where you see the girl holding her head, and that's when all of these things start to go in. All of this stuff, words are talking, all these things are coming in her head, and she's starting, everything is talking on top of each other, because that's confusion. And that's when sometimes they actually bust, and then that's where they become they start to show these traits of ADD, or all these other kind of things there. And I'm not saying that that's the only way that these kids or people get that. Sometimes it could be hereditary. Having mental illness runs in the family. So I mean, I just personally think that we really should take a really good look at what's going on, and how what are some of the traits that you can check before your kid goes to that point, or your family member goes to that point of destruction.
Yeah. I was thinking when I got off, I said, geez, I didn't even touch up on big pieces, PTSD, post-traumatic stress. A lot of people go through things, and it lays dormant. It lays dormant for a while. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Barb! Evening time, ladies. Hopefully you'll get a chance to check out the last broadcast. Last one was with Herman Macklin, my cousin, and he came on and he did a couple numbers for us. We got to work on the equipment and the engineering behind it. I think we probably could have tweaked some things for him. But at the same time, it was just great having that authenticity. So he came on as well as a social worker, and she came on the show as well. And it was a really nice time. Mylene Brown. She came on to discuss, how social, the mental health in our school systems and what's going on with that during the pandemic. So real good time. Danny was on. I don't know what happened. Didn't you see him?
I didn't see him. I didn't see him at all.
Yeah, I saw him. I tried to hit both of you.
Okay.
Let me just see.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's crazy when it comes down to the kids now, being that they're not going to school, and they're not really paying attention to that computer in front of them when they have to do their studying online or go to school online. A lot of kids aren't doing it. PTSD, post-traumatic disorder. Terrible thing. It's really sad that a lot of us suffer with these things, and it's not a good thing. Society that we're living in doesn't really take a look at a lot of the children's problems, and they just put them into a lot of situations. So it's a lot to talk about when it comes down to children and mental health and all of that stuff there. But hey, there's a lot of things going on in Manhattan that's crazy.
Talk about it.
Well, I remember the last time I think I told you about how it's starting to become a lot more dangerous for people to walk in the street in Manhattan. People are scared to go on trains because they have a blood gang and a couple of gangs out here. Every year they do a thing where they slice initiation. They walk around and they slice people. I've seen it before. So I think they did it in the train station and sliced up a couple of people and tourists and stuff like that. There's just a lot of gang violence, anger going on in our communities, confusion, you know, um, a lot of dysfunction going on. Walk the streets, and people have anger, and it's showing, you know. So it's
You know,
just this is something that that's it's going to take a while to be fixed. The high crime in New York City, um, and that goes for everywhere: the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Long Island, Staten Island. That goes for all the boroughs. But under these conditions and situations that we're under, it just brings forth more problems. Now, yesterday I was outside, and I wanted to speak about this. I was on my block because I live in Manhattan, and I seen a whole bunch of cars and a whole bunch of people with flags waving it around, and I said, let me go check out what's going on. And it was the Palestinians um, protesting, about what's going on over there in their country. Do you keep up with that stuff, Tommy?
with what's going on in other countries,
Yeah.
absolutely. Argentina, China, all those different countries that are going through it. India's going through a crazy time with the pandemic and the lack of the virus and a big population and densely populated area that it is. Um, and even if I don't keep up with it, I try to just have those discussions with those people, their diverse cultures that I run across every day. I have an Indian family that I service with training, and we always talk about numbers and things like that going out in Bangladesh and different other places. So yeah, man, it's rough. It's a rough situation. And back to what you were saying in terms of the gangs and the violence going on in the streets of New York. Um, it's a rough time. I was watching a movie the other day called Monster. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, I actually just saw it just recently.
Yeah, me too. So
Yeah.
that's a good one to have a discussion on things, but we want other people to check it out. But that was a good one, man. And it's crazy because the days of the buck 50s. You remember the buck 50s? They used to slice that. That buck 50 was like that certain distance of a slice. And then you just used to tag you with that. And wear that. Boom, man. That's rough, man, because you go through your life, man, from boys to men, women, girls to women, and just slicing each other up like it ain't no thing. I mean, people, you know, that was the big thing, but like the 90s, the late 90s, and then early 2000s, and then now it's back, and it's horrible, because I think that's the most disgusting, despicable thing you could do to somebody. Just cut somebody. That's just a horrible, it's just a horrible, painful, crazy thing to have accidentally happen, let alone somebody do it purposefully to you.
Yeah. These guys are trying to get into gangs, and initiation time comes around. And, this is something that I know. I lived in this. Like, I've known, like, everybody in the city knows that, at a certain time, a certain day, don't come outside in the nighttime. There's a certain day during the summer that, a lot of times when they see certain people that they know that looks kind of will give them a problem, they won't touch you. But if you look like an innocent bystander, soft, or they'll size you up, and you're the victim. If you're not wearing the clothes that depict you to look like you're part of the environment, then they'll get you. So yeah, that's something that's been going on for a while.
That's sad, man. Yeah.
But it's a lot of these kids, like I said, they're being that the schools are not open. A lot of them are going straight to the gangs. Like, they're going even faster now. So we just have to keep on trying to get some kind of programs for them and try to get them doing something that's more positive than just being out there like that.
Yeah.
I had a clip of this Palestinian um, situation. I wanted to pull it up just to let people see it, but
Yeah, man.
I don't know if I can get it back again. Um, yeah. So, and since we, yeah, let me just see if I can get it again.
Yeah,
So
Mr. Photogenic. I know. In the mental health community, sure enough. And the show this earlier this evening was pretty good, and I'd like for you to check that out as well. Had a social worker from the school system in New Jersey come on, and we had a discussion and things. And a cousin of mine, actually, he's in the schools as well as he's a musician, but he's with the 4-H club. In the 4-H club, you remember the 4-H club, Maurice?
yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's old school right there, man. That's a classic club. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, the 4-H club. But they do a lot for the community, and they have a component in the school system there in Virginia, and so he's with that. And it was a good discussion. So, yeah, Miss Photogenic, definitely know from our conversation back when you were on my platform, having a discussion on the podcast. Very nice. Seems like yesterday, right? But
I'm telling you. I just wanted to take a minute because I just pulled up the comments. I didn't know that there was anybody online.
Sure.
I just want to say hello to Barb. How I hope you all are having a good evening. Just hello to everybody. Tiffany, Tiff. How you doing? Just want to give everyone a shout out there. I'm sorry I didn't really see you guys comment. So yeah, just want to say.
I have Danny's here. I want to bring on Danny. He's also co-hosting with us tonight, and so we'll bring him on up. Hey, Danny.
Hey. What's going on? How are you? All right, nice to see you.
Okay, all right.
What's going on, Maurice? Main man Maurice and Tommy.
Hey, what's up, Danny? How you doing today?
Excellent. So, I was doing some bike riding. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tommy.
No, I want to say Danny's these guys are engineers. I'm telling you, we talk on the backside of things. And folks, I just like to run my mouth, but Harley, the one who knows technology and stuff. But Danny's been working. Maurice is out there in the street. He's starting to get some stories together and some things that are going on. He is my correspondent as well as Danny. So Danny's also been working on sound effects. So one of the things
it's awesome, baby.
It's awesome, baby.
It's awesome, baby.
That's interesting.
It is. But don't laugh. It's getting exciting in this room. Try not to laugh too much.
All right. Sounds like somebody's smoking some good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely hitting there. So what's the word, Danny? How you doing today?
I'm doing real well. I went for a bike ride. I rode my recumbent tricycle. It's like a 2 wheels in the front and 1 wheel in the back, and it's low to the ground, and you sit down on your back, and it's comfortable and it's fast. I rode it through a town called Asbury Park, and I rode it on the boardwalk. Usually the police bust people riding. You're not allowed to ride bikes on the boardwalk like you can in Florida. Like in Hollywood, people are allowed to ride there. It's free for everybody, but not here. But they didn't bother us today, thank God. Hi, Barb. And it was nice. I got some good exercise. I rode it up to Belmar and then did some laps around Asbury and came back.
Wow.
It was nice. It was good. I needed to get that positive exercise vibe. And I need to start doing that every day, walking, biking, whatever I could do.
Are you into you feel like you don't have enough muscles, or you feel like you have to gain more muscles? What is your goal?
No, my goal is to lose weight. Honestly, to and I'm always honest, is to lose weight. That's it. Simple. Just to move around. My goal is to move around because the winter, because Corona, and it prevented me from moving around. Now there's no excuses. The weather's nice. Let's move around in the sun and have fun and move. And that's the name of the game. Just keep the body moving.
So you're married, right?
I am.
Oh, okay, all right. No, I get it. Yeah, definitely. I'm single. I would definitely, try to get the stomach together, but I'm a little bit lazy, and I feel like this. I feel like, hey, I don't want to be too perfect. A little bubble there in the stomach there. Look, it's not a beer belly. It's just a little hamburgers. Well, not hamburgers because I'm going.
I hear what you mean. You can't get too heavy. We got to not try to eat too much and get heavy and old. You know what happens.
I'm having chest pain. I'm falling and I can't get up.
Okay, alrighty then. That is interesting.
We want to be in shape. We don't want to fall and not be able to get up.
That's right. Yeah.
No, I get it. Very interesting sound effects. It's definitely new. You got any more there?
Yes.
No.
Due to violent content, parental discretion is advised.
No, we're not doing any parental discretion stuff, but no, there's all kinds of stuff, man. I'm gonna do it as I feel it's appropriate. That's it. That's all. I think it goes with something. How you doing, Tiffy Love? Anyway, Maurice, I heard what you were saying about the city, about Manhattan, and my relatives, they moved out of Manhattan because it got really bad. They moved to Utah, and they were just fearing for their lives because there was when the riots were going on last year. There were remember when was it? In the summer? Is that when it was?
The riot?
Summertime?
Yeah.
Or was it the fall?
Wait.
But
whenever it was, that's when they moved out. They said, "Okay, enough is enough." Not the riots. They were, the riots. They were burning. They were bashing windows on the stores and burning things. They said, "Okay, enough is enough." They moved out. A lot of New Yorkers moved out, and it's sad because I used to go to New York so much. I used to go there every week. I used to jog by the East River, like near 70th Street, 78th Street. I used to run over the bridge. I used to go to that island. What's the name of that island?
Roosevelt?
I think they have, Roosevelt. Did you say Roosevelt?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the Roosevelt Island. And they would have like fairs and festivals there, and I'd go jogging up and down. It was nice. And I used to ride bikes in the city. I used to rent the city bike, and I would ride it from uptown, downtown, just to see what it was like. It was nice. I liked the city, but now I don't know when I'm coming back there. I'm not too much in a rush to go there, but I'm curious if it's a good time to invest in Manhattan for if and when it comes back. I wonder if there are any deals, or some people are saying that things are more expensive there, but I don't know. You probably know way better than I do.
Well, I mean, as far as real estate's concerned, they're bringing down the price. They're bringing down the rent because of COVID. But they're not going to do that for a long time. They may put you on a yearly lease, and after that year's over, they're going to shoot right back up to $2,000, $3,000, go back to the way it was. People weren't. People were moving out, like you said. Leaving New York. People couldn't pay the rent, so they got kicked out. So, the whole dynamics of Manhattan is kind of not too good, but the rich is still there. The rich people are kind of staying in there, but they don't come out too much. But it is, there's a lot of violence going on out here. I'm just going to keep it real with you. There's a lot of violence out here, and you know, you don't know when you're going to be the victim. You know.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrifying. I hope I hope the new mayor comes in. I really do, and straightens it out. I don't care what party he's from, Republican, Democratic. Let's get a new mayor.
Yeah. Well, as you guys know, Manhattan, the money that they collect with everything that goes on in Manhattan, this is a very rich city, and a lot of things are, it's about money out here. It's about money, and a lot of things are political out here. So, is things changing? Is it going to change fast? I don't think so. I heard there's going to be a lot of marijuana places out here. It's going to kind of be like, you go to Amsterdam and you order some food or a tea, and you get a block of hashish with your meal. Right now, I think I went outside a couple of weeks ago, and there's a marijuana store on the corner of 28th Street, and they have a little rope around, and they allow their customers to come out in the front and smoke and do stuff like that. So marijuana is getting, now you're able to walk around with 3 ounces now. So it's getting legal. It's going to skyrocket in Manhattan.
I got some guys. Some friends who did some time. I know some folks, and they meet with their parole officers. And I know that the parole officers had to let them know that we can no longer test you for marijuana anymore.
Wow,
that's heavy.
Wow,
they just got notified like weeks ago. They called me up, called the show. I said, you want to come on in? And now, a lot of things, which bring back PTSD. Nobody wants to relive that. Come on the show and talk. But I have been getting dribbles of information. So that's what's going on in the penal system in New York.
Look, when it comes to marijuana, I'm kind of for it and kind of against it. One, because everybody should be free. I'm for it, but against it because the way it's used, it affects other people. Like, people smoke it, and then people drive around in their car and they have accidents. I think the lady who hit me in the back probably was on something. I don't know what she was on. Maybe she was doing marijuana, but it causes accidents on the road. People wind up driving high. They got to control that. And then the other thing, when I would visit Manhattan, I would sleep there. Okay, it was in a nice building, but the problem was, every night when I opened the window in Manhattan on the east side, you could smell the marijuana in 2 different buildings. The room that I was in filled with the smell of marijuana, and I didn't care for that smell, because that smell makes me, you know what I'm saying. So I didn't enjoy that too much. I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that both are against it and for it, but there has to be some kind of law where other people that are against it should be respected, where it doesn't come through their windows in private residences. I think that's wrong. You have to make some kind of law. No smoking in the building. I don't know where people are going to smoke it. Maybe a special designated area or facility, but it shouldn't be smoked at someone's home, because it seeps through the apartments, and when they're out on their terrace or wherever they are, through the window, it goes through the other window upstairs or to the side, and then the other person has to breathe it in. Okay. What do you think about that?
Well, first I want to say how you doing, Apple Crescent.
What's up, Apple?
Were you asking Tommy about that?
I think it's an open discussion.
Yeah, both of you. I'm sorry. I'm asking both of you what you.
I'll take it. I don't mind. For me, I mean, I'm not a paid athlete, but I do consider myself and value my health. and I believe that everybody has their right to a healthy environment. It's like that blank canvas when you're born. You take in what you want. There's building blocks of your life. So I think that to be imposed by the decision of smoking without making that decision yourself, and have um, the fumes and all that goes on with and the toxins, because there's a lot that goes on with smoking. I mean, you have your pros, you have your cons. You caught me in the '80s, I'd be all, like, hey, do it. But at this juncture, you're getting older. You got to think about the repercussions of certain things. Alzheimer's, things of that nature. People that are already on a track, whether it be fast track or slow track of predestined health. You got to consider people. If no other time and no other message that's been going on right now through the pandemic is consideration. You've got to consider your fellow man. I could dig it. I could dig it with regard to apartments and dwellings that are multiple dwellings. I think that you hit it because there's no escape when you blow smoke and it goes up the duct, and everybody's sharing the same ventilation system through a building. You're going to get those smells, whether or not you see the smog coming out and looks like a hand coming in and seeping into your nose, or what, like a cartoon, or whether it's just something that's just transparent and just coming through, and you're like, I'm getting a little hungry. You're like, oh wait, this must be the remnants of the person down below. Bruh man's getting down with the ingredients downstairs, and you just get the reaction. So I think that it's twofold. And also I know that some people are going through things, and there's a reason why it's medically now installed into the medical plans and people's and while it is a rehabilitation, or it's a drug. It's a drug. It's medicine. It's medicinal.
Okay, medicine.
There's a reason.
Does it have to be medicine for the secondary person? That's the question.
That's when it comes to judgment. And I think that laws are passed and laws happen not overnight. Laws happen because of people abusing certain things. Speed limits. Now we have speed limits. They come because people race along or go too slow, and they say this is what we've come up with. Research shows that, and I think that what's going to happen is researchers, people who study the flow of people smoking and what's going on, and Senate and whatnot, they're going to come down, pass things down, and eventually there's going to be enough conversation to involve some of the things that you're discussing, Danny. But right now, I don't think it's out there long enough on the plate. So stand tall and cover your nose, and in a while they'll start to pass down some laws and some things to
it's like being in a pool. You like to swim. You like swimming. So what if some people came in the pool that you swam in, and they start relieving themselves in the pool, but on their side of the pool though? True. It wouldn't make you feel too happy if they were peeing in the pool.
But you know what I would do?
Everybody's going to be affected by that.
You know what I would do though? Well, instead of taking the law into my own hands, I would talk to the authorities, and the authority would be the lifeguard, or the chemical person or whomever, or a big one of those logs come past me while I was sleeping, and I'm like, oh, Caddyshack move, I see the brown hornet coming towards me, so it depends on what they're doing there. And number one, you can't see. The number two, boy, I'm telling you, I'm trying to get out of that pool quick. But you know what? I think that eventually what would happen, I'm getting at, is that something would be put in place. Maybe a camera would be put up. Maybe, a rule. You see where I'm going with this? So, I mean, you don't know about somebody infringing on somebody else's rights until it happens. When it occurs, sometimes it takes one or two times. It might just be a happenstance the first time. But then afterwards, it'll be a reoccurrence. And then comes the point of a reaction by those powers that be. And right now, I don't think that there's enough data. There's not enough information. There's not enough complaints. Now, if you could start it, you could start it.
They have data on cigarettes. But
Yeah.
I think the marijuana, I just don't know what the data is.
Cigarettes have been, tobacco's been around for a long time. You know, it's been legalized for a long time. So here we are at hey, listen, we're at a crossroads, man.
Do you think that we can? Do you
We're in
think that
history.
we can ask the people in the chats if anyone agrees that marijuana should be totally legalized? Put one in the chat room. If you think that it should be controlled, is that the question? Controlled? Not question, but yeah, put two in the chat room.
Yeah, that would be a good question. Should it be controlled in some way where it doesn't affect others? Like you're not like a person's not allowed to bring a bottle of beer out on the street, or maybe they are, but it has to be covered. They have some laws in New York on the train. You could drink beer on the train, but it has to have a brown paper bag over it.
So Lucille just put one. We got Apple Crescent saying one. Okay, so I guess everybody's in. Well, we got two controlled. Okay, so I mean, we people are, come on. If you think that it should just be, be honored, put one, two to be controlled. If you think we got going on here, me personally, I'm not a I believe that people should be able to do what they want to do. People smoke cigarettes in an apartment, and somebody could be downstairs from you. Dan, I don't know if you live in an apartment, a house, or somebody could be downstairs that smokes cigarettes, and that can come upstairs and affect you as well. Someone outside the front of your window smoking a cigarette, that can affect you.
Yep.
As well. There will be probably laws put in place where you can't smoke cigarettes in a building. Some
laws that some companies say a certain amount of feet away, 50 feet, 200 feet.
Yeah, some people use marijuana for medicinal reasons, and some people use marijuana because they have maybe arthritis and pain and stuff like that, and they don't want to take the pills that are given to them in the hospital, like the meloxicams, the gabapentins, tramadols, and all of those kind of things. People don't want to take those things, so they go the medicinal way, and I don't blame them, because if you continuously take tramadol, Percocets, and all of that stuff, you're going to have other problems. So in Israel, they actually give you marijuana in the hospital in Israel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay, they don't give it to you in a joint; they give it to you in a vaporizer.
Okay.
Okay, so there are a lot of good things about marijuana. It's just people going to have to just get used to what's the change, the changes that we're going through right now. Yeah.
The reality of it is, well, before I tell you the reality of it, I think people just want to say that they need it for medicinal purposes because they always loved marijuana. So since the medicinal thing came along, they just want to smoke it. But I'm not bashing them, because look, I feel deeply that people should have freedom to do what they want to do on their own personal time, and the government shouldn't get involved in it. They should have complete freedom, but where it doesn't affect other people. If it starts hurting me, injuring my friend, if my friend Tommy's jogging on the trail and there's some smokers out there and he's ingesting that and he can't be as healthy as he could be, I think it might bother him. It would bother me. It would bother me for sure. So
if you jogging,
where it doesn't affect or hurt, injure other people. But I want them to have freedom.
Yeah, no, I get it. So let me ask you a question. If you're jogging, right, and somebody's smoking a cigarette, right? Has that ever happened to you? Somebody smoking a cigarette and you're jogging?
Yeah. Mostly really in the car. It happens more. It happens. That was an extreme example. It happens in the car all the time when someone's driving in front of me and I have my windows open. It's a beautiful day and they have their cigarette out like this, and it's going right in my car. And then one time I had my little niece in the car. I breathed it in. My niece breathed it in. It just was unpleasant. But about jogging, I'm trying to think. I think so. Yeah, probably in New York when I was jogging. Yeah, because people are over by the river smoking. Yeah, it's happened.
No, first, let me just say
It wasn't really a big problem. I just moved away from them, so it's not that big of a problem.
right. Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is first, let me just say what's up to Sir the Ross. How you doing, fella? Um, and so all right. So
It
again,
was just a hypothetical.
yeah, no. I mean, there should be some kind of rule to for people that smoke that that people that don't smoke can feel comfortable with it. And it's about um, you know working together and trying to stop. Don't one side can't be so controlling. Okay, we got to stop being
Right.
so controlling. You know, like I think I control everything that goes on over there. You don't want to do that.
I'm against controlling other people. I'm just for the freedom of myself, where I don't want to be injured by other people's activities, which would be breathing in any kind of smoke, marijuana, cigarette, whatever it is.
Right,
I don't want to be breathing it in for my own reasons.
And I'm not knocking you. I'm just playing a little devil's advocate because I mean, you guys say that, but there's maybe people that may feel differently, and so let me read some of the comments here as we
I want to read some too.
yeah, you can read some. Barb says if someone's sick, then yes, it would be helpful. That's a great one, Barb. And Apple Crescent says Australia has banned medical marijuana as well. Wow, that's interesting.
That's real interesting. There must have been a reason for that. Maybe it caused some damage.
Maybe Australia is not really ready for the change. They may not be ready for the change yet. I mean,
but if they banned it, maybe they were doing it. Or maybe they never. You could be right. Maybe they never had it.
Maybe somebody was acting up, and maybe it got out of control, and they could not control it, so they banned it too. We'll never know. But Tiff Love says that secondhand smoke is disgusting to breathe in. That's like you were saying, Dan.
I agree with Tiff Love because secondhand smoke also is not filtered smoke. I wouldn't want either. I wouldn't want filtered smoke. But it's even worse because there's no filter. I wouldn't want either one. It's like saying, what would you like? Frying a hot frying pan, but not too extreme, or fire. I don't want either one.
Now, and look at Apple Crescent. Apple Crescent says it's weird in America where all the hip hop artists are now millionaires from selling marijuana.
Yeah.
Yet many went to prison for it years ago.
Yep. They financed their rap career from the drug money. No?
Well, not. Let me tell you something.
Not
I don't
all,
think.
But
I don't think marijuana. You're not going to be. You're not going to be a millionaire selling marijuana. Okay, because it's just it's really big. If you had 20 pounds of marijuana in your house.
Now you may. Now you will.
Now you. Well, I mean, we only allowed a certain amount of pounds. But the thing is that the most money was made off of that crack cocaine and that dope. And so and Apple Crescent, you want to read one, Danny?
Yeah, I want to read one, but
I got
let me read one first.
I got you. I'm throwing them up there, boys.
It says Lucille Renee Brown says, I'm from Michigan and I'm 65 in June. I can go to a dispensary and purchase and have Fibrom Yaglia. I don't know what that is. Yalgia. Fibrom. Maybe she spelled it wrong. Fibromyalgia. And other health issues, and I smoke for medical reasons.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Who was that again?
That was Lucille Renee Brown.
Okay, so she says she smokes for medical reasons?
Yeah, she smokes for medical reasons.
Okay, that's
another country that has zero tolerance for drugs would be Japan. Japan is very strict on drugs. If someone brings drugs in their country, they will be going to prison for a very long time.
Lucille Renee Brown says, I'm from Michigan and I am 65 in June and can go to a dispensary and purchase. I think you read this one. Fibromyalgia and other health issues, and I smoke for medical reasons. Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to continue. I think we kind of getting them mixed up here, but Australia has zero tolerance for drugs, period, says Apple Crescent. Barb says Australia sounds healthier than the U.S. Apple Crescent says we are very strict on environmental protection.
Yes, we have signs saying what you can't do, and it's CCTV also fines enforced. Okay.
Yes, we have signs saying what you can do. We have signs that say what you can do with the cameras. Somebody sick in your house? Oh, okay. Okay, I thought somebody was coughing and sick in your house. All right. Okay.
We got sound effects, folks. We got sound effects. We're going to have some good sound effects, some good ones all queued up for you at the appropriate time.
Yes, we are. So anyway, we have some news, some interesting news. I don't know if it's time for news or not.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
let me
it's
know.
time for news.
What's that?
This is your news with Gary Goodnew.
Yeah, remember Gary used to read news and Robin Quivers?
Yeah.
Want to hear a little bit about the mask mandate?
Yes.
Okay. Now, these retailers will now let you shop without a mask. Shopping for a new outfit or enjoying a cup of coffee outside one's home is about to start resembling life before the COVID-19 pandemic. Last week, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, surprised corporate America and reportedly President Joe Biden by saying those who are fully vaccinated are allowed to go maskless in most places. That includes indoors. So the CDC has put America's biggest companies in a tough spot, seeing as the decision does not override state and local rules on masks. So it's either companies say masks could be removed in their stores or stay with protocols enacted during the pandemic and risk upsetting customers, among other unfortunate byproducts of the highly politicized mask issue. Nonetheless, some of the country's most well-known retailers have stepped up quickly to change the stances on masks following the CDC's decision. Yahoo Finance takes a quick look at the most prominent retailers: Target, Costco, Walmart, Trader Joe's, Starbucks. Those are the ones who allow the masks. However, who allow no masks, maskless. However, I don't think that in a state like New Jersey, it's going to be allowed. I think it depends on the state. For example, Tommy lives in Florida. That's probably what's going on in Florida. And does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, depend. It's region by region. Here in South Florida, where it's a little more densely populated than going up the coast. It's people are still staying close to their masks and things of that nature. I know I was in a bodega the other day, and I was like a small little store, folks, and people were respectful and had their masks on. I had actually gone back to the car. I was and got my mask because I was walking in. You still have that tendency to forget sometimes, but I noticed people were still in compliance. We're not in compliance now, but they're still following the old CDC guidelines, whereas now it's lifted. But I can't tell what I really don't see a difference. People are always masked up, and I think it's just a trend right now, and I'm digging it. I think that it's going to keep us around. We're still waiting for some more time. Time is the key factor. Time is the factor, folks. When we have time, we gather data, we gather the information that we need to make executive and well thought out decisions. These decisions aren't well thought out. And I was just talking about on the last with my guest earlier where was I? We were talking about all kinds of crap. Had one of those old moments, folks. Mine was racing. Those tacos were delicious. I had tacos this evening, everybody. My wife had gone down. Thank you, Nita. She had gone down to the beach and picked up some shrimp tacos and fish tacos and stuff. Fantastic. That was a real treat. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all good.
Yeah, I want to make a comment on that later, but I want to ask you something first, if it's all right. Have you been to any of those stores? Have you been to Walmart, Costco? Have you been to Starbucks, Trader Joe's, any of those stores?
Yes.
Okay, excuse me. Let me bust in here real quick. I was about to say something. Bust.
I apologize.
No, don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. I'll kick in the door. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
This up here, a lot of people are wearing their masks still. A lot of places still, feel like it's mandatory to have masks, but there's a lot of confusion, because a lot of people are getting these shots, and they're saying, if I got the shot, why do I have to mask up? Now, that's the question. Like, I got this shot. Does that mean that I can catch it again? And let me put you guys up on something. I got my second shot today. Okay, today I got my second shot.
Congratulations, man. Good stuff.
Yeah. So if you
Round
don't
of
hear,
applause. What you got, Danny?
If you don't hear from me in the morning, you know what to do.
Oh shucks.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of people are skeptical. They don't want to play this game with CDC. But go ahead, Dan. What were you saying?
Okay, so second part of that question I asked Tommy. I was asking Tommy if he was at like a Trader Joe's, a Starbucks, a Walmart, or a Target, or a Costco, something like that. He said he has been, but were the people wearing masks or not, or was it just a mix?
Oh yeah, everybody had masks on. Matter of fact,
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody I saw had masks on in the store. Yeah, there wasn't anybody, because I think we've had enough footage, enough situations, and media sightings where there's people getting cursed out and having arguments and stuff like that. It's turned into being it's a socially acceptance. You're not accepted if you don't have your mask. It's not right, and I think people now we've seen enough, we've dealt with enough. We have enough data. Again, I talk about of fatalities where people are, I think their innate nature right now is that they're fearful. They might look over and say, well, you go ahead and take your mask off, but not here. You go out and not wear your mask and then come back and let me know how you felt about it or whatever. It's going to take time. It took us time to start wearing the mask. It's going to take time to be conditioned to not wear the mask. And I'm not racing to do it. I have my shots, but I'll tell you, I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of desire to play the gamble.
One thing that I happened yesterday. I was going to CVS, and I was, going to go pick up some stuff, and the lady that was coming in, she didn't want to wear a mask, and the lady in the store was, telling the lady, you got to wear the mask, and so they're arguing back and forth. Next thing you know, the lady without the mask swings and hits the lady with the mask. I think she had dentures in her mouth. Her teeth went up and flew out of her mouth, and the lady walked into the store and shopped anyway. They called the police.
You were in there?
Huh?
You were in there?
No, I was there when the lady put the dentures back in her mouth.
But wait, I got a question. Hold on. I got a question for Maurice.
Yeah.
If she was wearing a mask, how did her dentures fall out?
Well, see, what happened was she pulled her mask down for a second in the midst of arguing, because some people, when they want to argue, want to get it out, and they feel like they're kind of muffled. So she actually pulled her mask down and said, I don't care what you gonna do about this, that. Boom. Next thing you know, the teeth went from here and it flew. If I had a camera, I would have caught, all the teeth flying to the left, and it was just a crazy thing.
Yeah, we need a donkey, man.
That's
You know what I
amazing.
mean?
That's
You know,
amazing.
people are getting
Yeah,
violent
divorce.
out here. You know, people are getting
I'm gonna talk
violent
to you,
out
Dan.
here.
You get it.
You know, don't come up to me and ask me if I don't need to wear. I don't need to wear no mask. I'm not. And then they have mental problems, and that's even worse. So now you're dealing with somebody that's crazy. So yeah. But the lady, she was okay after that. She put her teeth back in her mouth, and she went back to work.
But should a person be required to wear a mask if there's nobody around them? Should they still be required to wear one? Let's say there's no one around them within 20 or 30 feet. Should they still be required to wear that mask? Is it necessary?
I don't know. That's like
Oh, wait. No, pose that again. If they're inside of a building and they're 20 to
They're
30 feet
inside
away
of a
from the
building
people?
30 feet away. Is it
No,
necessary? Like
I
at
mean,
Costco, that's
I
a
don't
big
think so.
building,
Yeah, I
big
mean,
warehouse.
you can barely see the person. They're away from you. No, I mean,
But
but
sometimes these Costco people come up and say, put that mask up. If you're riding the nose or something like that, the mask is down here, and they start yelling, and the
yeah, because the
person's
mask
30
isn't
feet
worn
away.
properly.
And the
They're different.
the person's
When
30
you-
feet away.
Wearing a mask is wearing a mask, but I mean, if you're 30 feet away, then you're not really nobody's up on you to really tell you. They're not going to shout out. But if they do, they would probably. I would consider them out of pocket. Somebody's 30 feet away, and you're like, "Yo, put your mask on." Well, yeah, I can see if you're starting to approach somebody.
Yeah, kind of common sense.
Yeah.
Well, let me. I have another scenario. I was getting on the bus in the Bronx over near the Fordham Road area. Anybody from the Bronx knows that area. And this was in the beginning of the COVID, and I was skeptical. I said to myself, "Am I going to get on the bus or not?" I did it. It was crowded, so I'm sitting down. I'm standing up, and I see this old man, and no, actually, it was a lady that was not wearing a mask, and she was screaming. The other lady got upset. They were about to fight, and I'm sitting on the bus like, wow, this is about to happen. So I'm looking at this old man, and he blows his nose with a plastic bag, right? Blows his nose, folds it in, blows it again, folds that, puts it in his pocket, and puts his hand on the bars when his stop came. Puts his hand on the bars. So listen, there's many. When you're in these populated situations, you can get it by air and you can get it by touching. So it's really disgusting. But the way the anger in the beginning of COVID, man, whoa, these people was going at it.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's not absorbent. You said blew his nose with a plastic bag?
Yeah, he blew his nose with the plastic bag and he folded it and blew it again. And then he wiped his nose with the plastic bag and put it in his pocket. And his stop came and he put his hand on everything.
That's nasty.
Yeah. So we're dealing.
Maurice tells a good story. I just like from I just want to tell it again, man. Because he's like,
it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And like right now, people, if somebody sneezes or coughs, the first thing people like, like what the heck, So that's a lot of stuff. It's terrible out here.
Did he touch his mucus?
Did he touch his mucus?
Did he touch his own mucus and then touch the bars? Or was the mucus in the tissue?
Listen, that is just one story. Okay, trust me.
And that goes back to our mental health, folks. I mean, not everybody are in a full sane frame of mind because
Yeah, I know, Barb.
Yeah, I think it was Apple Crescent asked the question before: are we allowed to travel in the United States? Sure, we are. One can travel anywhere they want in the United States. You can even travel internationally, but you have to abide by their laws. So I don't know what the law is in Australia, if they allow visitors yet or not. I guess if they do, they probably have some kind of routine quarantine or vaccinations, stuff like that. I'm sure of it. I wanted to ask you. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you something. You know, New Jersey, they're real big on the mask thing in New Jersey, but they had a very high rate of corona, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it. The rates were high. Same thing in New York. So you have a state like, let's say, Florida. How is the rate over there, where it's not as the masks are not as strict? I know you said everyone's wearing the mask. Can't be everyone, but let's say there's many people, but the laws aren't as tight as New Jersey and New York. So who has more corona? I don't know about Florida. I don't know who has the most, but there's a lot of corona in New Jersey and New York. Yet they are wearing masks. So maybe the masks don't work. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we look at this whole situation, the CDC and Dr. Fauci, said it's okay for us to, but get the shot, but you still have to wear the mask. That's kind of not giving us a full, it's making us wonder, like, okay, so we're getting the shot, but you're telling us to keep wearing the mask. Like, why are we getting the shot? Isn't that supposed to stop the problem? Or are you telling us something? Are you saying that we still can get it? Now, today, when I went into the hospital to get my shot, they gave me a card. They told me that do not laminate it because there's a third booster shot that might be coming. And so, I don't know if I veered off, but the thing is that to me, it can be confusing to people. I don't know, am I answering your question or did I go off on a tangent again? Because I do that sometimes.
Well, I was asking if the masks helped or not, and you were talking about people who got their vaccination and they were upset that they had to wear a mask. So
Yeah,
in a way, it's related. It is related because people wearing they're saying that the masks work better than the vaccine. It's confusing.
yeah. What do you do? You wear your mask?
All the time.
Sitting over there like Billy D. Williams over there. You wear your mask all the time?
All the time. Cool. 45. I wear it all the time.
Right. I know you work in the schools. Do you get worried about those kids sometimes? Tommy. I guess he can't hear me. He must have muted himself.
I'm on the Tommy Williams show. I can't talk right now. All right. It's live. Tune in and tell all your friends and family to do so as well. I gotta go. Bye-bye.
Tommy.
And we got crickets going on here. Tommy, what happened to Tommy? He froze.
Yeah, we just lost some sound. So let me go over here and go into some of the stuff that people are saying. Okay, so Barb says, Maurice, you have seen some nasty people lately. OMG. Barb is cracking up over there. Judith Perez, all kinds of craziness is taking place out there. What the hell? Ursula Martin says in Trinidad, people dying now from COVID-19. Wow.
Let me ask you something. All of you. What happened to the cancer cases? What happened to the flu cases? Did they disappear and now it's only COVID-19 deaths? Or is it a mix of flu deaths and cancer deaths and COVID-19 deaths? Why are we only hearing about COVID-19 deaths? Can anyone answer that? Or am I wrong? If I'm wrong, then correct me. I invite you.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. I was just
I said, what happened to all the other deaths? Here we go. We got Tommy back. I don't hear about cancer deaths. I don't hear about flu deaths. I'm only hearing about COVID-19 deaths. Aren't companies making making billions of dollars? Is Johnson and Johnson making billions of dollars? Is what's the other companies? Merck or no? I'm probably getting that wrong. Begins with an Moderna, and what's the third one? There's another one out there. Pfizer. Thank you, Maurice. They're all making, billions and billions of dollars off these vaccines. So, Apple Crescent says, "My thoughts are with you and your family." Oh yeah, of course. It's his mom's birthday today. Oh wow.
Appreciate that. Yeah. 1 hour till my mom's birthday, everybody.
Wow.
all right. Yes,
She's on her way.
yes.
Yeah, big love and hugs to the Williams family, the entire family.
My mother will be 86 on the 20th. She will be 86 on the 20th. So, happy birthday, Mom, coming up. And
you know what you can do, Tommy, if you get in the mood to do this, it would be nice. If you want it at your option, do a good deed in your mother's name. Like do something good. Go to a random stranger and say, "It's my mother's birthday today. I want to buy you this sandwich. I want to give you a ride, whatever it is, and do it in your mom's name."
Well, this whole platform is in my parents' name right here, man. I do this
nice
out of the goodness of what they raised me to do.
Nice.
Push out and be all about the people. That's
Beautiful.
why I could be out here. I've been sleep deprived probably since October, man. There's rare that I get the proper amount of sleep, and then I get up and run in the morning. I know good and well my body normally couldn't function like this, but I'm just so excited, and I feel my mother's energy is always rushing through me, man. The more conversations I have, the more open I am for discussion. The more I talk to people on the outskirts about my platform, whether they follow me or not. I let them know I'm out here doing these positive things, and they can always latch on and lean on me when they need me. So, that's what it's all about, man. And I appreciate that. That's what it's all about. Yeah. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it, folks.
I like that.
We're gonna make it. Thank you.
That's what makes your mom happy up in heaven.
Yeah,
that's what makes her smile up there when she sees all the good you're doing.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
I know that from that's what I'm taught in my religion, but I know it has to be related to other religions. It has to be.
True. Appreciate it.
I know. I was at my mother's house 2 days ago, and I saw the brochure that they give out at the funeral.
Yeah.
Looked like a book. It looked like it wasn't your average, what do they call those things again when they give them out? Programs.
The programs, yeah.
Obituary and all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Oh, that was my mother's. My mother's.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that a lovely picture, man? I'll tell you, that picture, man. I have to find mine, because I got a whole stack of them, but Nita probably knows where they are. That picture, every time when I was looking at it, for probably about the first day or two or whatever have you, I looked at it and I was like, dang, man, that picture was so live. She was so alive in that picture, man. It was the colors and the pastels and everything, and then her skin and everything was just popping. I was just like, oh man, and that's the way I want to remember. So it could be when I'm 90 years old, God willing. It could be down the line, and I pull that picture out and say, gosh, man, whew, that's what you want, man. Just those memories, man. You just want to harness and capsulize that moment in time, man. You don't want to deal with the pain. You don't want to deal with the struggle. You just want to deal, and you want to hold somebody, especially of that magnitude and that and the way that she imprinted and impacted the planet, man. You don't want to hold them with anything else but the light. And thank you very much, man. I'm glad your mother had that out. That was beautiful, man. I appreciate that. Tell your mom I said thanks, man. I love her.
Yeah, no, I mean, your dad sent it to my mother, and I was over there yesterday, and I was on looking at the table, sitting there eating the chicken I was choking on, because and don't tell my mother, because yeah, I don't want nobody to know. Like she's not gonna know right now. Anyway, it wasn't because the chicken was bad. It was just I was, you know, eating too fast,
Just
got
don't do
choked, caught in my thing. And I was like, and then I looked to the left, and I saw the card there, and I was like, wow, that's a really nice card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dan,
Yeah.
this COVID thing, this mass situation we're going through here, I know everybody wish it just ends, because people want to go back to the regular life. People want to touch people, you know, um, you know, we need to get pulled back, get everything back on in the way it's supposed to be. It's just not good, not a good time for anything.
Yeah. And Barbara said before that people weren't getting the flu because masks were being worn. So does that mean that the masks prevent flu but not corona? Is that what that means? I'm just curious.
You said that it prevents flus.
Prevents the flu but not corona?
Is that something that people are saying now?
Just something, it's something that makes it go,
Well, to me, let me tell you what I feel. This is what I feel. First of all, I feel like they had the cure for this thing. They just had to step it up a little bit because Corona's been here longer than the long time before. So they had to have been working on something, through the years. You know, we'll never know where it came from, how it got here, because we're in a political situation. They don't let us know anything. We won't even know if it's a fraud. If you get a shot and you die from that shot, you cannot press charges to the government because they have it already set up that if you have a fatality, they're covered, they're protected. Okay, so is it a deception? It may be. Okay, but listen, when I was young, I put other things in my system. I'm not worried about no shot.
I could say good and bad about the shot. Just to be unbiased, I mean the good part. There's some good things about it. Like my friend Nick Clemens, he had trouble with his retina and trouble seeing, and he said, "Oh wow, I took the vaccine and I see so much better now." He's like, I saw better than I've ever seen in a while after he took his vaccine. I could say good about it. I could say bad about it. My wife's friend was pregnant and took the vaccine. Everyone said, take your vaccine, take your vaccine. You don't want to give the baby corona. You don't want to give the baby COVID-19. So she took the vaccine and she had a preemie right after the vaccine. And the baby was born after 6 months. That's dangerous. That's really bad. Some other people have had adverse effects, adverse reactions to the vaccine. Some people got real crazy from it. They were walking like this. They had uncontrollable involuntary movements, etc. And some people even died from it. But once again, the government's not responsible because we sign, not me, but people sign away their rights. So and then it comes to the question, is it the better good? Is it for the greater good? Let some people die to save most of the people? I don't know.
Well, listen, I mean, those are side effects that, when I took the shot today, I thought I was just hoping that, I'm not going to turn into a cyborg or, hair is going to just start growing, in these places where, like I'm going to have hair growing out of control. Like, I can't do that. I mean, I don't know, I guess I'll be the guinea pig. There's a lot of people out there that have taken it. If I have hair growing, in
out of your palms.
Yeah. If there's some hair growing in places where it's been, in the dark, I'll let you guys know about it.
Well, Judith Perez, she says that what happened to the cancer deaths, and that's what I was saying. Do masks somehow mysteriously prevent cancer? Is that what happened? What happened to those deaths? Why don't we hear about them?
This is the whole game. Welcome to America. We got a cure for COVID, but we don't have a cure for cancer.
Now, at the same time, I want to read your story. I found something actually kind of good about. It could be considered good about getting the vaccine. May I read you this quick story?
And then maybe we can move on to another topic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should I not read that and go on?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Read that. I don't want to stay on that too long.
All right. Here's the title. Here's the headline. Postmenopausal women report periods coming back after having the COVID vaccine. So at some point, menopausal women are suffering unexpected periods after receiving a dose of the coronavirus vaccine, scientists say. Researchers are investigating the reports. No proof has been found linking the inoculations to the unusual reproductive systems, but a growing body of anecdotal evidence led scientists to begin probing the reports. Professor Tim Spector, an epidemiologist at King's College London, said earlier this month was monitoring reports of period-related side effects. At the moment, there are just a few hundred of these, which are given that we have over 6,000 women who have been reporting is a small number, he said. But we are taking it seriously, and we are going to start asking more questions in the report. More data was needed in order to determine if the link was real or just a statistical quirk, he said. Dr. Kate Clancy, a medical anthropologist at the University of Illinois, wrote on Twitter about her experience of unusually heavy blood flow after receiving the Moderna vaccine. A colleague told me that she has heard from others that their periods were heavy post-vax. I'm curious whether other menstruators have noticed changes too. I'm a week and a half out of dose one of Moderna. Got my period maybe a day or so early and am gushing like I'm in my 20s again, said Dr. Kate Clancy. She noted that in less than 2 weeks after her first dose, her period arrived earlier than anticipated. Hundreds of women with similar tales shared their own sequence of events. And the story goes on. There's other women who testified to this. To make a long story short.
Yeah, there's
here's some questions. We have some comments out here on the panel, everybody.
Danny, I take that you didn't get the vaccine. No, I did not take the vaccine. Also, I just got the corona. Well, not just. I got the corona back in February. So here's a strange thing. I'll say in April, I took a blood test, my standard blood test that people get when they see their internist, their general doctor. And he said what had happened was he had said previously that I did not have the antibodies. That's kind of strange that he said I didn't develop the antibodies. But then he said after that, you'll probably develop them very soon. And that's what he said. I think I have antibodies now. I believe I do. Personally, I have to have the antibodies. So why get a shot if the person has antibodies?
No, they told me I didn't have the antibodies. But yeah, that's kind of weird. I want to get to some of these questions over here real quick. I'm sorry, Dan. Apple Crescent says masks don't prevent, just help as cautionary. Apple Crescent again says Tiffany love virtual hugs to you and your family. Lucille Renee says Corona is on the back of your Lysol can and has been for years. Barb says no, because the masks protect me all this time. Apple Crescent also says exactly, the government and the DRS are all exempt from legal actions from complications of COVID vaccine. Australia has stopped vaccine from too many blood clots. Yes. Barb says COVID is not fake. It's very real and it kills. Go on YouTube and watch the people breathe. Their last breath is horrible. Danny?
Wait, what was said about the last breath was horrible? What happened?
Barb says COVID is not fake. It's very real and it kills. Go on to YouTube and watch people breathing their last breath. It's horrible. And then Barb also says, Danny, I take it that you didn't get the vaccine. KRG, I can't pronounce that one. Maurice is hilarious. We have to find a way to smile through all this. We do, because it'll make you go crazy. Apple Crescent says, funny if men start periods after vaccine. I bet they wouldn't get the vaccine then. Yeah, you're gonna have to cut that one short.
Yeah,
you gotta edit that one. That one's a little too long. But let me go. Apple Crescent says something funny. She says, funny if men start periods after vaccine. I bet they wouldn't get the vaccine then. Laugh my A off. If we start getting periods, that'd be interesting.
That'd be interesting. Then we would have more excuses not to do what you tell us to do.
Yeah. We might not want to tap into that one. You're trying to set us up, Apple Crescent. Barb says over 250 million people took the vaccine and are fine, including myself. Barb also says getting the vaccine not only protects you, but it protects others as well. Lucy says, Danny, not to worry now if you get a period. That's hilarious. Danny? Okay, Tiff Love says, so question is, can you get COVID twice? Can you get COVID twice?
Renita said you can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I mean, you have the antibodies built up for about 3 months, and then after that, you're susceptible again. So there's lots of people who've had discussed and even listen who's the fella in England, Harry, I think, or one of them, Charles or Harry. They had it twice. First time wasn't that bad, and the second time they had it was they had heavy symptoms. I can't remember which one it was, but one of the brothers, they had it, and many more. I just can't recall. Yeah, you can definitely get it twice. You can get anything is possible with this virus. So I mean, to be forewarned, and I've said it since I met you all, is to be forearmed. My dad always says so.
Hey, Danny, Barb is telling you you need to go get that shot. What do you got to say about that?
I got to say I'm not putting anything that I don't know the ingredients of in my body, and I would say I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want to be forced to take it. I don't trust people, companies making billions of dollars. That's it. I don't think I should be forced to have it. It's not Nazi Germany. I don't want their shot. And I lived my life without it. I had it and it wasn't so bad. I've had flus that were worse than that. The only difference was that makes this unique was that I did lose my smell. And I've never in my whole life lost my smell. I found that to be the most unique thing that a flu never did. But other than that, I've had flus that were worse than corona. Danny, it's crazy you would say that because I've had the same issue with bleeding. See that? All right. So, Amir, are you a male or a female? Because I'm not sure if Amir is talking about the article I just read. The postmenopausal women, they report periods coming back after having the vaccine shot. But in any case, Tommy, I like to tell the good and the bad. I'm against masks. I'm against vaccines. But if I hear something good about it, I'm not going to deny the facts. I'll share it with everybody because I'm unbiased. It's just I've already made my decision, but I'm unbiased. I'm not going to just hit you with one side. I'm going to hit you with all the sides because I like to think. I'm very analytic, and I like to see the good and bad about things.
Well, Judith Perez says, "Did you guys hear of zombie preparedness?" Yeah, I got a 9mm and a machete, and so yeah, so I'm definitely prepared for zombies. I don't know, maybe we're watching a lot of that Area 59. I don't know, but yeah. And then Amir says he's actually 32. Barb says Tiff Love, I remember with both, got Moderna around the same time.
Hendrika said something really interesting. I can't remember what she said, but it was really interesting. Maybe she could put it back down there. And no, Barb, I'm not worried about the variants. I spend less time worrying. I know people that died because they worried, because they got stressed out. I don't want to spend time worrying. I want to spend time living and not being under control of under anyone. I want to live a happy life. What did Hendrika said? She said something really interesting. Maybe she could put that back up.
You can't force people to get it. Just like the measles, rubella, ECT, some people still get those diseases and have been vaccinated against those diseases. You can't force people. That's what Apple Crescent says.
Yep, we don't know what these vaccines in the past caused. We don't know if a vaccine caused people to get diabetes. We don't know if it caused them cancer later on in life. We don't know if there's a relationship between vaccines and certain diseases. Danny, you sound like a Trump supporter. Ha ha. Well, you sound like a Trump basher. But I love everybody, whether you like Trump or if you hate Trump, I still love you. So it doesn't make a difference.
You know, as we talk about, you know, the problem that we're having with COVID, you know, that's just, you know, COVID is something that we're dealing with right now, but we have a serious problem in our communities. We have a serious problem in our communities, and a lot of those situations need to be addressed too as well, because I think when I first came on earlier today, I put up a video, and I put a video up about what's happening to our youth. My organization is Savere, and my kids put together a play, right? And I wanted to show you guys the play real quick. I want to pull it up, and then we'll, you know, if you guys want to have a conversation about it, it's a skit. So just bear with me for a second here, and just check out the skit that we've done here.
I'm gonna use the restroom, fellas. I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. You're gonna show a skit. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, let me just get it.
Yeah, I want to see that skit.
Okay, I'm trying to get it to go.
Take your time. Take your time. It's fine. Oh, I gotta stop that. It's gonna happen again. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I think it's not coming up. I'm trying to make it come up. Hold on 1 second, friends.
I can't believe I consider Claire a friend. It's such a shame. I know, such a morbid problem. You know, she gave me your soul. She's
Uh-oh.
Claire, oh my God, bring your slutty ass back to class. What are you in here doing? Oh, Claire.
So that looks like maybe somebody was talking some smack about the other girl and she felt real bad and hung herself. Could that be what it was? Maybe gossip or bullying or something?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have a lot of situations, bullying, cyberbullying, and we have these kids. If you looked at the video and you seen the point where the girl held her head like this, right? And oops, she held her head, and you heard all these voices going on in her head, all of this stuff going on in her head. She's contemplating. That's the point when people actually lose it, when they're in their minds and their minds can't figure out, is this right? And so things are talking here and things are talking there. And through that confusion, she just gave up and she hung herself. So, so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, it's something that is affecting our communities too as well. The mental health situation and a lot of other different situations are, just a big problem in our communities.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Like I said before, I know two people who died from the stress from being. It was during the first early stages, the stages of quarantine. They got really depressed, and the two people I know committed suicide. One from a car, and the other from overdosing. They turned their car on in the garage. This girl turned her car on in the garage. A friend of my friend Michael's. I knew her too. She came over my house many times with my friend Michael, and she turned the car in the garage and closed the door. Died of asphyxiation. That was a shame. Very, very pretty girl. You would never think she would do that. She had everything going for her. She was a teacher, had a great job. She was pretty, had everything going for her, had her own house. She did get divorced, but okay. I'm sure that had something to do with it as well. But she had a lot going for her. Yeah, so I think that also wearing masks, like making little children wear the masks, I think it's, in a way, child abuse. And some people say, well, some woman that was on the show, and she seemed like a really caring person and a nice lady. She said, well, the children just get used to it. So, okay, so I'm going to go buy a dog and go stick him in a cage, and he'll get used to it. But I know that's not what I should be doing. I should be loving that dog, taking it out of the cage, petting it, giving it attention, taking it for walks, showing it tricks and stuff like that, giving it its favorite food. I should be showing that dog some love. So that's what I equate it to. It's like you're going to get used to being in a cage. You're going to be used to wearing a mask. Why should we have to show our faces? And then, there's an old saying. There's an old saying. When you smile to somebody, even if it's a stranger on the street, even if it's a homeless man on the street, and you smile to him, and you do it sincerely, not in a fake way, it's like giving that stranger a glass of milk. So how's a person going to smile when they have a mask on their face? You're taking the most important part of a person's body is the face. That's the first thing we see. We see each other's face. I can see your emotions through looking at your face. I can see if you're happy, if you're sad, by the way the expressions of your lips and teeth and mouth and jaw. And that's a form of communication that's been taken away from us. It's been removed from us. It's been put under tyrannical control. And I think it's a big problem. I feel like I'm in Nazi Germany. Almost. Not really quite. I don't want to equate everything to Nazi Germany, but in some ways.
I get it. I get it. I mean, I get it. You know, it's just cool. I just let's go back. I mean, you're talking about COVID, and I was talking about the kids. But let's look at what they're saying here. Apple Crescent is was telling me that beware of some things. You know that said. You know, bullying is definitely very serious, and there's a lot of kids that are suffering with it and struggling with being accepted. Um, I don't know what words um, was said. I don't remember what words were said that might get a strike, but thanks for giving me the heads up. But yeah, that's a great anything death trigger words. Right. Okay. Well, I guess basically I have this thing, on my site, and it's just a skit that the kids put together, and to really show what's really going on in our communities. And now that COVID is hitting us now so strongly, a lot of kids are, suffering. They're suffering mentally. Um, so I think it does, go hand in hand in some way, but it's a little, still a little far fetched as far as the conversation is concerned. Um, Definitely. Yeah, I agree with you. The bullying does start at home, and yeah, your kids do take it out on other kids. That is definitely a fact. You know, so what can we do as parents, to stop these things from happening? That's the question.
The parents could teach the children maybe not to be so rough on other people. That people have that people have feelings, but we also have to be tougher too. I think maybe we're taking the feelings too hard, and that's what's causing people to do what this victim did. She hung herself. It's we have to kind of be conditioned for the worst in order to survive. We got to be conditioned, but not overdone. Can't overdo it. We don't want people getting affected in a bad way. But there must be a way to condition people. Where when I say condition people, tell your child it's only names. Sticks and stones won't break my bones. I mean, they will break my bones, but names will never harm me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never harm me. So we have to teach our kids things like that. And maybe they won't take it so hard. Maybe they'll say, mom and dad were right. It's only a name. Why am I getting so worried? They only called me names. It's only words.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we have to work on. I think that just to end it, I think we have to get to the core of the problem, and a lot of kids deal with molestation, abuse at home, and we just need to get to the core of the problem and really start to listen to kids, and instead of not listening to them. So I think that would be a great one. What else is going on in your life, Dan?
Everything is great. I'm just getting ready for the summer. I had my first party. It was nice. It was a karaoke / DJ party, and I knew a lot of people there. And then I got another party from it. I'm gonna do this. I got this party on July 15th, but I got a lot of things happening, like with Nick Clemens and some parties that I have scheduled. It's starting up again, but I have a feeling that everything's gonna be last minute. But that will be the gravy because I have a lot of things scheduled, thank God. So it's looking good. It's looking good. I had some topics, but go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Maurice.
Have you been playing that sax lately?
Not since last rehearsal. That was Sunday. Yeah, not since Sunday, but I plan on practicing. I got to practice. I got to practice.
Tiff Love. Tiff Love just said she's going to sing a song for us. Thanks a lot, Tiff Love. Just let us know what you want to sing. Hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing?
Can you sing? Can you really sing? Or do you just sing? Because I want to hear you sing. Get up on that mic. My daughter had a life-threatening allergic reaction, yes, to a baby vaccine. Yes, I saw you said that. That can happen. That's not a good thing.
And Rose, yeah, that's a fact. Definitely, we have to believe our children, and listen to them. Not a problem. Listen, if we just talked about a few topics. If there's a topic that you want to speak on, go right ahead and speak on it. I'm not going to try to control you. Everyone, if you want to talk about COVID, we can talk about that. If you want to talk about, what we talked about, the abuse, fine. So let's talk about that. We're waiting for Tiff Love to come in because she says she's going to sing.
Oh, good. If anybody wants to tell us about a blind date that went bad or good, that might be an interesting little topic. If you were on a blind date, your friend set you up with, or maybe you just met the person on the internet. I don't know what you did. You could have met that person on eHarmony, Plenty of Fish. What are those? Bumble, all these different websites, and that person didn't turn out to be what that person said. We want to hear your voice. Or maybe your friend just set you up with someone that he or she thought would be the perfect match, but it turned out to be a nightmare. Or maybe it was, 360, maybe 180. Maybe it was like the best thing you ever did in your life, and it was the greatest, and you're grateful for it. But, let us know either way. Mm-hmm. That would be really interesting. I'd like to hear what you say.
We lost Tiff Love. I guess she decided not to sing. But
okay.
She said, I don't know. She said, let's get the music going. Sounds good. Beautiful.
Yeah, let's get some beats. Maybe if I have some beats on here. Do you have any stories like that, Maurice?
What's that?
Like dating stories, like the date from hell or something like that, like a blind date type of deal.
Yeah, I have a I got one. I got one. This might not be hold on 1 second. Okay. So I have a first date a situation that I went through too. I knew this beautiful girl, nice, beautiful girl, nice body and all of that good stuff. And I went out and I went and bought some Chinese food. And I was like, wow, I'm going to get her home. We're going to eat some Chinese food and I'm going to go straight to third base.
Wow.
Well, see, what happened was we ordered I forget, the lo mein. I had an order of lo mein. And I don't know whether I had an allergy or what the case may be, but this was one of the most embarrassing moments in my life with the prettiest girl in that I thought she was so pretty. So we're sitting there, eating the food, talking or whatever. And then I feel like I have to sneeze. Okay. So this is embarrassing. I sneezed and everything came out of my mouth. Chinese food, snots, and here it goes. I don't know, I was maybe about 20 years old. And I think that was one of my worst experiences. And I think after that, I didn't eat any Chinese food.
That is cray.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Sometimes I feel like I try too hard. I try too hard. I wanna impress. I just don't know how to to approach. Sometimes I don't have the words to say. I'm a cornball. I don't. I'm not. But if you get some alcohol in my system, I might be able to make it work. Just
Damn, mama.
Yeah, a little 1800.
Damn, woman. I just gave you sweet loving 5 minutes ago. You trying to kill me?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Is that what you act like after you drink?
Well, once I get that little 1800 in my system, now the courage comes. Okay, now I'm LL Cool J. I'm licking the lips every
Oh
5 minutes.
wow.
Yeah, I'm licking the lips every 5 minutes. I'm looking up and down. But I always come up with the stupid line. Like after I look up and down, and I'll say something like, "Hey, baby, what time is it?" And she'll look at me like the time, like it's time for you to turn around and walk back over there to where you was at. So I always leave myself, open and stuff like that.
Damn, woman.
Yeah, man,
Damn, woman.
it's terrible. But that liquid courage definitely did it. If I didn't, I don't know. What about you? Did you have any bloopers on on your dates? I mean, keep it real. I mean, this is a keep it real show. Don't be
Yeah.
scared to expose yourself. I let them know about the boogers flying out.
Yeah. Well, I was once on a date that my friend highly recommended. He said this is a good woman. And I took this woman out. I picked her up in my sports car,
Mm-hmm.
and I took her to a nice restaurant, and she ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. My bad, but I was still happy. We were having a good talk, but then I started noticing her. She was wearing all black, so it was kind of hard to see the form of her body. And then when I really looked up close, I looked harder. Not that I needed glasses or anything, I saw 20/20, but when I really got up close and looked, I could see the rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls. So I said to myself, oh, that's why she's wearing all that heavy black clothing around her, because she is hiding the rolls.
Mm.
And then, I don't know, just something said, no, stay away. It doesn't look right. Something's wrong. And then when I saw her picture, the picture only showed her head, like it was like this much of her face. It showed the face only like this. Her picture looked like this.
All right.
So I never really saw what she looked like to begin with. So it was a blind date.
Thanks for the full view. Appreciate it.
So it wasn't that great. No, that's like the worst.
Well,
That's the worst blind date I had.
I don't know if that's listen. I don't know if anybody has it as worse as I did.
Nobody will.
Listen, I was coming off of work one day. I was laying pipe. Don't take that. I'm an electrician, and so I lay pipe, right? So listen, the girls come. They say, Maurice, listen, come on and hang out with us after work. We'll have a good time. We'll have a couple of drinks. We'll go over to the girls' house. We'll relax. I'm like, okay, give me a call. Let me know. We'll meet up. Okay, I'm going to shoot down there east side. Okay, we'll hang out. Okay. Meanwhile, I didn't know that, when we got to the place, we're going to take off our shoes at the, I'm with like a bunch of girls, and everybody's taking off their shoes. Right. And I would just got off of work, and my socks is kicking. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to think. So I let them all go in, and I went back outside, and I went to go run to the store and see if I can get some deodorant, and I can, kind of deodorize my socks here so I can go, take my shoes off. Didn't get the deodorant, went back upstairs to the girls' house, went into the bathroom, and I saw some lotion. I said, you know what? Maybe if I put some lotion on my feet, maybe that'll
unkick them.
Yeah, unkick them. So, here I am, I'm in somebody else's house. And don't worry, when I go to your house, I'm not going to get the lotion out of your cabinet. But I went and I put the lotion all over my feet, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go out here. These girls are bad. I'm ready to go. So I go out into the room where they are, and I'm sliding. My feet are sliding in the socks, I think I made it through that night, and I think that I got met somebody that night, even though I did have slimy socks. Yeah, I know that was too much information. I just try to keep it real with you guys. I'm sorry.
That's cool. I was once on a date in Manhattan. It was kind of like an impromptu because I was passing through, and I smelled my underarms. I went, and I said, "Oh, I didn't take a shower. I'm not smelling too good. I was working hard." And I took some Clorox. I had these Clorox wipes. It's the only thing I could have done because I was in Manhattan. And I just cleaned myself, the Clorox wipes. And she didn't say anything. I never heard not one bad comment. She was like, "Oh yeah, you're good." She never said one bad comment about me the whole time. It was a successful date.
You must have bleached your underarms. That must have been a trip. Did your underarms bleach? Did you have?
It burned a little bit. It wasn't bleach though. It was Clorox, like one of those. It's like a Lysol Clorox, like an antibacterial. I put it under my arms, washed my body with it. I didn't want to smell, and I got away with it.
Listen, that's real. See, we got to get to the real. We don't have to, we don't have to sugarcoat it, be fake. This be real. I've worn my underwears backwards before. Okay, accidentally. Then I had to go to the bathroom, and you know what happened then? Okay, because when your underwears are turned around, you have no hole in the front. So listen, I'm just saying. Everybody goes through it. Keep it real. Come on. You didn't brush your teeth one time. Your brush kicked you. Yeah, speak about it.
I got a story for you.
Here you go.
So, remember back in the day when ginseng used to be like the movement? Everybody used to say, "Oh, they had the ginseng, man." It's great. So these are college days and stuff. So I came home on a break and stuff, and I was hanging out with some guys. We were up in Harlem, and we were walking around and stuff, 125, and just shopping around and hanging out. And so we took the train up out of like Jersey, and I had a couple of them little the jellies, the ginseng jellies, and it was like, it's supposed to be one of those powerful days. You wanted, I just for personal, I just said, I'm gonna go ahead, you rip the little cap off, bite it off this little thing, and just out of the glass bottle. I had one, it's like, all right, I'm good. But I don't sit on everybody's tank and stuff, or you're so sorry. Fast forward. Let me slow it down. So I was like, it had a reaction. This stuff had a reaction. I had white pants on, white sweatpants on. You already see what's about to happen. Yeah. So I was out there on the doggone train, y'all, and I sharted, man. I got on the train, man. I was like, oh God, what happened? My boys were like, yo, man, what you do? Slide in the home plate or something? I was like, oh my gosh. It was like orange, like a burnt orange stream coming down the back of my sweatpants. And it was crazy. They were like jokes all day. We were out there. They were like, we made a plan to go out there. It wasn't like I could stop home or go by anybody's house. We were out. What's what he said? I was out there. So I tied I bought a shirt and tied it around my waist.
Was it a lax? Did you do the number 2?
Yeah, I did the whole big liquid, the shart. That shart, like the whole shart.
Oh,
and it was like a super soaker, like it was like one of those. And I tried to, you try to just ease something out, like let me just get this out, but it was one of you ever had one of them rock'em ones that you get this air and you could kind of lean back and it comes from. Whoop.
I can't say that I've had that situation.
So I was on the train and everybody, I was like, man, listen, I can't go on like in between. And so we were, hoofing it, walking, and then we were out, and it was just a bad situation. But it was something I wanted to share. But it wasn't like a baseball field was close by and I had cleats on where I can contribute to being on the field and saying I just slid in the home plate. We just had a ball game over there. I had on Tim's, I had on the white sweats of all things. And, it was just one of those real weird 80s type of outfits. But I was young and maybe I could chalk it up for that. But I really ended with that ingredients in the ginseng. And every time I used to see him, I used to say, oh, no. And they sent me, my buddy for my birthday, he sent me a case of ginseng jelly stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to take that again, right?
Yeah. No.
You don't want to take that again.
Well, here's my last one. Then that's it. Wow, kind of is something playing in the background.
It was
Oh,
just a flush, a toilet flush.
oh, okay. I almost just forgot.
Pinky Davis, hey, Super Cat, how you doing there? Sorry you had to come in on the butt end of my joke. Hey, what happened to sound effects? So, anyway.
You can read some of the stuff on the side if you want.
Nice to see you, Pinky Davis. Pinky Davis is one of our super cats from far away. Super cats from far away. We have them near and far. So it's great to have you aboard. As you hear, the channel is growing. We're getting sound effects. We have plenty of content going on. Actually, I had 2 shows today, Pinky. So anybody who's just hopping on, we had a show earlier, and you'll see the flyer and everything. And I want you all to check it out. Also, I had a show last week with Danny's cousin, and we had an interesting discussion. Louis Cervoli, and had a great time. Did I pronounce the last name correctly, Danny?
It's Yavoli. Yeah, I learned a lot from listening to the Honorable Louis Yavoli.
Yes.
I learned a lot.
Really, really inspiring. It lets you know that, life is definitely for the living. I tell you, when I speak to anybody who's older, and especially older and in relationships, or, having had a relationship and they're older, to pass along that information and to hear your cousin and talk about, I'm just going to briefly, the path that he had taken to become who he is now, and to know that his wife was right there by his side, and they started from grassroots, doing things, licking stamps and envelopes, and doing things from home.
It's amazing. I really meant to mention that on the show. I didn't really hit that too hard.
Yeah, I
didn't mention it at all, and I should have.
As a matter of fact, that's when I think of him, when I talk about who's on the show, I talk about him in synonymous with Carol.
Nice.
Because Carol is she's the one who wanted to make sure everything was going to go smoothly, and preempted the whole movement with her presence. And similarly, I take a play out of that page out of that playbook with this channel. I have, although I know Nita and I have a quirky relationship, could kind of be like a Ren and Stimpy, Mutt and Jeff, and that slapstick humor. Some people get comfortable, some people uncomfortable, and we just kind of have our ways. But 22 years, I'll tell you, we gel, and I couldn't do a thing without her, and she's great, and I say that because when you find that person, and you start to make that stride, and then you go on the hill, and you're on this side of the hill and that side of the hill. In terms of life, you realize, or you start to think sometimes in solemn of your mind, I know I do, what would life be without her? And I can't. So, I say to you, and I say to your cousin, and all those people who are in relationships and out of relationships, looking forward to relationships, can't stand relationships. Relationships could be just about anything. It could be a best friend. It could be a neighbor. It could be a sibling. Relationships are fantastic, and like anything else, they need nurturing and understanding. So I applaud your cousin, and tell him I said hello, would you please?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's amazing how a person can start from nothing and become something. And that's something that everybody could do out there. That's something that's recommended for everyone who has nothing. Many people out there have nothing, and you could become something. You can become something great. You don't even need to start with millions of dollars like my cousin did. He started just out of his house. He started on a $13,000 salary back in the 70s. It was worth a lot more, maybe let's say double or triple in today's money, but still that's not a lot. You need a couple $1 million to do politics today. And this guy was, let's say back then you needed only $1 million, but my cousin was working off 13,000, so he did it from his house, licking envelopes. The wife was licking envelopes. My cousin Carol, licking envelopes and passing them out on the trains. So what if you did that in another profession? What if a person was like me, they were a musician, and I passed my flyers out on the trains? I don't know. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. I should really make that an inspiration for what I do, and everybody should make that an inspiration for whatever they do. Check it out, Tommy, the podcast. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maurice. You sounded like you wanted to say something.
No, you saying that your family member has a lot of experience and stuff like that, and he's got a lot of things coming to him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying he made it. He made it in a big position. He was the assemblyman for decades and the state supervisor of Oyster, the supervisor of Oyster Bay. It's pretty much the state supervisor. It was a big position. It paid very well, very, very well, and gave him a pension and everything, and just big influence. He was very influential. This man would have been Manhattan's mayor. He would have been the mayor because Koch was going to, back in the Koch days, he was considering Louis Uvoli for the vice mayor position. So he would have been the vice mayor. Koch would have been the mayor. He was, and who knows what would have happened from there. He would have came up, rose up, and been the mayor. But what happened was that's the year that Koch lost. But then Koch tried again, and then he got in.
Oh, that's nice. I wish they could help me with this gas I got.
What happened to your gas?
No, I got gas. Is that
my goodness?
Is that a side effect for the vaccination? I've been sitting here. I've been trying to be nice. I don't know if you guys have been looking at the black screen. It's moving. Yeah. Ever since I got here, I've been having gas. I asked the guys at the place, is that a side effect from the needle? So listen, let me go back to that story, man. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm not cutting you off. But anyway, listen, I think somebody wants me to tell that last story. And it was real simple about, Tommy said he had an accident. Danny had his situations. I told you about me blowing boogers out my nose in the Chinese food. My brother-in-law had a situation. He came to pick me up in his car, beautiful car. We're riding down the street through the projects or through the hood. And he's like, listen, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, there's nowhere you can go to the bathroom. Keep driving. He's like, okay, no, I can't keep driving because I'm feeling it coming out. I'm like, what do you mean it's feeling it coming out? He's like, okay, it's moving. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to have to move. You're driving. I'm in the passenger seat. Go and find a place to use the bathroom. So he pulls over. He goes into an alley. I'm like, listen, guy, when you go into the alley, what are you going to wipe yourself with? Here, take this newspaper. It'll help you out. Listen, so he goes into the alley. I don't know. It's all these, I guess he's got diarrhea, wipes himself, boom, comes back into the car, and he rolls up the window. Okay, now, I don't know if you've ever been with anybody that has halitosis and they roll up the window and they just begin to start talking. It's a killer right there. Yeah, I don't do the halitosis. Peroxide kills it. But what I'm saying is that this guy rolled up the windows knowing that he went and did a number 2, and the whole car was smelling sickening, and I had to actually, for the whole ride, stick my head out the window. But that's what I was gonna say before. Listen, I'm just trying to be give you the true stuff.
What was his name? Was his name Hal?
No, his name was Michael. Actually, I hope that he doesn't see this because he's my brother-in-law. Well, he baby father, you know that kind of thing. Yeah. So I just hope he doesn't see this and find out that I actually let the cat out. Well, he let the cat out the bag, but yeah, I feel bad.
Did he say, hi, my name's not Hal. How are you doing? Yeah. Hope to spend more time with you.
Yeah, well, listen, if anybody has halitosis and they do that many H's, I think it's time for me to exit stage left. I will definitely move myself from anybody that has that many H's in their lingo. listen, the thing is that people, nobody's perfect. Come on, man. I mean, listen, nobody's perfect. Nobody is, you go to the store, you eat something messed up in your stomach and boils, and, there's no toilet paper or something. Come on, man. I put my underwears on backwards one time. Had to go to the bathroom. I mean, you know what happened. Listen, these things happen. It's real life. So listen, let's just laugh about it. Pinky said, yes, I'd pass out. No, Pinky, it, I probably should have passed out, but I stuck my head, and you see how big my head is. It probably would reach, halfway out the window, but I had to stick my head out the window just to survive. Yeah.
Here's a reminder.
Definitely.
March 29th, psychologist.
Bubble guts, for real, Tiff. I know this is kind of throwing you guys off, but we had to, break up the monotony there. I didn't want you guys to go into depression with those conversations. So I figured I'd, share a little stuff to you guys and, some of my life experiences, and Dan, share some of his underarm bleaching experiences, and, that one was a killer. The bleach under the arms. That was good. But the lotion in the socks, yeah. It sounds like people smoking and doing lots of coke. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, listen, your stomach is bubbling now. Listen, that's an excellent thing there, Pinky. That's deep. Yeah, so anyway, it is what it is. People are human. Nobody's perfect. If somebody, has halitosis, speak to them, tell them, listen, I got some peroxide. You gotta approach people the right way. I know that's not how the conversation started off, but Dan, help me. Yeah.
You gotta say, look, I hate to be mean, but use Listerine, not just the cap, but the whole damn thing.
Oh, all right, there.
That's what you got to tell them.
It sounds like you from the Bronx. No, but listen, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious about the gas. Like, I got the shot earlier, and I was at the table, but I tried to make them laugh. But I was serious. I did have gas after the shot, and I'm still. I don't know if you guys could see the Oh man, thanks a lot. Oh, I had to get that one out. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I know. They're saying that your sound effects are a little too loud. And
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Listen, it's a beautiful day. Tommy, go ahead, take it away, buddy.
Right on. All right. Hey, babe. Well, I'll tell you about those Knicks. Folks, this has been a fantastic time. I'll tell you, one time I was looking at the clock and I was going to say, I need to bail out, get ready for my mom's birthday. But you know what? I think that coming in with laughter is exactly what she would want me to do. And this has been a phenomenal time.
That's
it. So let's carry on with the show. Actually, you know what? I'll be getting up and running in about 5.5 hours. So let's go ahead and conclude this broadcast message. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and get myself situated. I just finished during my absence. I cut up grapefruit, got some nice water, and I'm getting ready to press start on the tea for the evening time. So I'm going to go ahead and wind things down. Thank you, Apple Crescent. Oh, sorry. All this talk about gas gave me a mouthful of gas.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Brandon Sturgill, though, because he's definitely in the building. He said he's not camera ready, and although I'm not either, I was trying to figure out what to do. But I pulled it together, Brandon, and you could too, buddy. But you know, it's great to have Brandon. Brandon, you are the man. He makes a lot of things possible.
Go, Brandon.
Yep. So, Brandon, right on time before we close things out. You know, I've been having a great time on the platform too. Oh my gosh, this is like a love-hate situation, but I love it. I love it out there on the platform there. And everybody, I want to say a big shout out, Brandon. What's the link? It's the Wendy Williams show, right? And then pretty much that's it, or what is it exactly? How can people get to it? Sign in, because I'm there as well, folks. I'm there, boy, battling each day. I'm talking about and chanting about the our channel all the time over there. And so, Brandon, yeah, if you go ahead and put it in, just in case we have some viewers that don't know about that platform, still supporting the Williams all the time. And yeah, put it in there, man. Go ahead and text something, because I'm about to bail out.
And I want to just say thank you to Apple Crescent and
the Wendy Williams Fan Club Facebook page. Yes, true. That is it. The official.
Yeah, Apple Crescent is always a pleasure to have around. She makes everybody feel uplifted. She's fantastic.
She is. She certainly is. She's on point all of the time.
Yep. Yeah.
And just a word of encouragement to everybody. You know, I have a name that they called me a long time ago. It's called Bamboo. And the reason why they called me Bamboo, I took that name Bamboo, is because if you know, bamboo is one of the strongest woods there is. And when in the midst of a storm, in the midst of a hurricane, those bamboo trees, they stay strong. And I encourage everyone out there, please, even though there's a storm coming, there's storms come every day or every other week. Keep your feet planted, keep your 10 toes down, and know that the storm is going to end. It's going to have to end, but you have to be strong enough not to snap. Be strong like the bamboo stick. That one is for you, Brandon, and stay encouraged. And that goes for everybody on this page. Stay encouraged. And you can also go to South Maurice and see the young kids that I'm working with and some of the shows that we've done with them. And yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, nice.
There it is.
And thank you, Tommy. Thank you for having us on your show. It was fun.
Yeah,
We'll do it again, okay? There's a lot of topics coming up, new topics.
Oh, yeah, a lot of topics, a lot of different content. You know, the day brings about loads of content, everybody, and this is what has to be done sometimes. You know I get on here, and sometimes I just trudge along. Hey, the positive vibes. I can't say it enough, but I know a tendency to get belabored and redundant with it. But it's nice to have people, especially good warm people and warm vibes and energies surrounding a person. So I really feel great. It feels so natural, and I can kind of fall back, and things are still moving forward in the channel, and then I can re-engage and come back in, and everything is join with everybody, and it's very nice. It's very synchronous. So do appreciate everybody for coming on and joining us. And we've had a long. I said to these guys when I called them earlier, and you know what I said, fellas, and we're gonna have to talk about this. I said we're going to be on for like 30, 40 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead.
Yep.
And look, we're on here for 2 hours and 14 minutes, and the meter's still going. So it is what it is. I guess sometimes it's just we get comfortable, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to sleep with a smile, thinking about all these crazy stories and sound effects and stuff. I'm going to go in there and wake my wife up and tell her about it, make her watch the thing for another 2 hours and 14 minutes. While I go to sleep. It's her turn. So I want to wish everybody a great duration of the morning, wee hours of the morning, and hopefully we'll catch you, God willing, during the day. And perhaps we'll crack the mic and be back with you tomorrow night. So you all take care and God bless you. Thanks for joining the Tommy Williams Show.
Amen.
Junction with Maurice and Danny. Thank you very much, fellas. Appreciate you.
Bye now.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See you later. Take care.
I'll see you.
Hasta luego, baby.
Ciao.
Oh, no, hasta la vista.